disaster declaration amid this out-of-control border crisis. Now the move allows the use of all available state resources to assist local law enforcement in protecting Texans from criminal activity, property damage, while the Biden administration is doing nothing to protect Texas from these growing threats. Just the opposite. They're actually aiding and abetting the law breaking. But the mob, the media, they continue to launch cheap shot after cheap shot at red state governors. Look at this reprehensible lower third that aired over there at Propaganda MSDNC, Pravda, USA, reading, quote, Texas two-step during a segment about Governor Abbott. The governor joins us now, by the way, also endorsed by President Trump for his upcoming re-election campaign. And by the way, Governor, I second that. If it hurts you, tell me you don't want it. But you've been a great governor for the state of Texas.
The deal about that, Sean, is we're in a competition here in the United States where governors are trying to get you to come to their states. I want you to be a Texas
I'm getting out of
citizen,
here. I'm telling you, I'm leaving. I can't take it anymore.
Here in the Lone Star State.
Listen, it's really come down to Florida and Texas. I'm down to those two. But I strongly support your re-election, Governor. You've done a great job for the people of Texas, and I know you'll continue to.
And listen, I appreciate the president's endorsement. If you look at it, it was more than just, yeah, I endorse Greg Abbott. Look at the words that he used to talk about why he's endorsing me and how we partnered up together to do things like secure the border, to make America greater, to create so many jobs in Texas that are now being crushed by the Biden Green New disaster. And this is exactly why why President Trump is so appreciated in Texas. Remember, he was able to get votes in counties along the border that other Republican presidential candidates had never been able to get. He won counties along the border that no Republican candidate for president had ever won. And it's because people who live on the border, Hispanics who live on the border, they want to have the border secured. It's contrary to the Democrat narrative where the Hispanics on the border, they want open borders. That's false. It's not true. President Trump proved that people of all backgrounds who live on the border, who live inland in Texas and America, they want a secure border. And that is what I am trying to step up and achieve.
We showed you our audience these videos tonight. We've shown our audience the videos of these kids on top of each other in Biden's cages that he's building for kids in the middle of a pandemic. 90% of the heroin in this country and fentanyl comes across that border. Your own Child Protective Services was denied access from doing its job. You're being prevented from upholding the law as the governor of your state because Joe Biden and his administration is aiding and abetting the law breaking and making it easier for the drug traffickers, human traffickers, the gangs and everyone else to do other nefarious things on the border.
And so now we have 34 counties on the border who asked me to declare their county a disaster, which I did. Normally, gubernatorial disaster declarations are for things like hurricanes. I don't think this has ever happened before where a disaster declaration was made for border counties because of the influx of people coming across the border. But I did because we're about to change the way that Texas addresses the challenges on the border, and we're going to start by helping these 34 counties respond by increasing arrests. We got a new game in town in the state of Texas. It's going to begin next week.
Hey, Governor,
we're going to start.
Why can't you just say you're not allowed in and just protect the border and say go back?
I'll be very clear with you, Sean, and that is, you may remember this. I know you did interviews on this more than a decade ago when you talked to Jan Brewer. When Jan Brewer was governor of Arizona, Arizona passed laws that did exactly that, where they would send people back and they would not accept people. And the law that Arizona passed went all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court in a case called Arizona versus the United States, where the United States Supreme Court said Arizona does not have that. You know the attorney general that I used to be, and so I followed the law, and the law that I'm going to use will be legal ways in which Texas is going to start arresting everybody coming across the border, not just arresting them, but because this is not going to be aggravated trespass, they're going to be spending a half a year in jail, if not a year in jail, as well as other action that I will be announcing next week.
Governor, I applaud all your efforts. I know you're trying to protect the people of your state and the United States. You've done a great job in spite of having handcuffs put on you by the Biden administration. Thank you for being with us. Good luck in your reelection. You've done a great job for the people of Texas, sir.
Thank you, Sean.